Hello and welcome back to another video, today here again on Gran Turismo 7, to take a very first look at update 1.34, which not only includes the normal 3 new cars and menu books, but also some other incredible new features and tuning options, which we'll get onto in a second. So there's actually no cars in the Legendary Cars dealership in this update. But there are 2 of them here in the used car dealership, the Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint GT Veloce for a very reasonable 180,000 credits. In the grand scheme of things here in Gran Turismo, that's not bad at all. And the R32 GTR Nismo for 400,000 makes it the most expensive car in this update, which again is very, very cheap. Usually there's one that's at least over 1 or 2 million credits. So it's good to see that they're affordable. I will be buying both of these straight away. The third vehicle is in the normal dealership, being a modified car over here. The Greening Auto Company in the US has the GAC Maverick, which, like I said, the Nissan Skyline was the most expensive car in the update, this being the second most expensive, of course, at 300,000. But overall, not bad priced cars. Being able to afford all 3 of them without doing any races is unusual for me. There are, of course, also the usual addition of new menu books. Menu book number 47 here for Super Formula cars, which were, of course, added in a previous update. In the extra menus, there is now a Shelby thing and a SEMA GT Awards thing, which I actually have 2 of them. It's the Mustang Mach 40 that's there. Oh, and somehow I've accidentally collected all of the new Group A cars. Excellent. That is such a cool collection. And this being Gran Turismo, it obviously gives us an in-depth talk about Group A cars, which these are the road-going variants of, obviously. But yeah, what an incredible era of touring cars. I love how subtle the old Nismo Skylines are. Like, to me, I wouldn't be able to tell that apart from or barely from a normal R32 Skyline GTR. Anyway, it also gave me a 5-star roulette ticket, which I'll spin in a second. So then, the 5-star roulette ticket, please give me some credits, because I've kind of spent most of them. Not bad, at least it's not the smallest amount this time, which it almost always is. Yeah, 500, that's good, isn't it? Get us back over 1 million. Feels a bit more comfortable when we want to be modifying cars. Because there's 3 new cars, which is excellent, and it's great to see that they're continuing to add those. But the biggest feature of this update is the engine swaps are now more readily available. You don't have to unlock very specific engines to put into cars. You do, however, need to be level 50, collector level, I believe. And I'm 49, so we might have to purchase another vehicle, I think. Let's see, how many collector points do we reckon I get for this? Yeah. That got me 99 points and I need 52,000 points to... Right. Oh, okay. No, that got me half a level. It's not... It's 52,800 out of 54,000. So a couple more cars like that. Not that I've got... Right. We might have to rethink this a bit. Do you know what? I've sorted by valuation, and the Bugatti is actually at a really high valuation at the moment, so... Goodbye. Right, I think given we've got now 2 million, I'm going to go to the expensive dealership. It's been a long time. Oh, actually, I know exactly what's in here that I want. Not the lovely Pensoil GTR. Not the... well, yeah, I can't afford these anyway. But I did spy Caribbean Pearl Aston Martin DB5. That's a trade I'd do any day. Bugatti Chiron for DB5. The question is... Ooh... We've nearly done it. You know what? I'm not usually into racing cars, but when it's a GT1 Aston Martin, I've essentially traded a Bugatti for a DB5 and a racing car. There we go. I am now level 50. Ultimate category is now available in the tuning shop, which I believe is where the engine things will be. Engine swap option. Oh, no, I'm making it up. There's a new category in the tuning shop and engine swaps in 2 different places. And I've got 500,000 left to hopefully try out a couple of engine swaps. I don't know how expensive they are, though. Oh, look, here we go. Petrol, I see that you have reached collector level 50. You can now perform an engine swap. Now, you might think this is a bit of an odd choice, but I've heard that there may be a certain Hellcat engine available for the Willys Jeep here in Gran Turismo, and it's a reasonably cheap vehicle that I happen to have. And I think you can already see, yes, it will allow you to significantly increase the power of your car. Why don't you give it a try? I love that. You just turn up at a garage. Why don't you try an engine swap? And yeah, they're more reasonable than I imagined. There's also a wide body. Anyway, unlike Forza, which actually used to do this, it tells you exactly what it is and exactly what it's come out of. So it says current engine inline 4, Hellcat charger option, V-type 8 cylinders supercharged. Sure, this seems like a nice, small increase of power to start us off with. Yes. Oh my god. Gran Turismo animations on point as always. Excellent. What does this look like? I genuinely can't tell the difference. Let's do it. And just like a GT Auto, when we turn up at understeer engineering, that's a pretty high collector level you've got there. Petrol. Excellent. What does this mean? Ooh, he's going to start selling me ultimate parts, yes. Titanium connecting rods. I see. I see. Okay, so obviously you have your normal sports, club sports, semi-racing, racing, and extreme, which was already pretty extreme. It had carbon ceramics and hydro handbrakes. And new engine, which isn't the same as engine swap. Right, what is here? Oh my god, more weight reduction and a car... Wait, did we not already have a... What prop... Did we not have a prop shaft upgrade at all before? Interesting. So that's entirely new, carbon prop shaft. And obviously we can't do these, but... I mean, we can do that, but... Oh, an ultra-high RPM turbocharger. I want to put that on something. Right, okay, we're going to have to do a second build on a more suitable car, I think. For now, though, I want to actually, partly because I've only got 300,000 left, I'm going to drive the Willys Jeep with literally an engine swap and a wide body, because what can possibly go wrong with that? So, strangely enough, this is a rather weird performance points now, so... Oh, I had to do quick race rather than an actual campaign race, which seems to have put me against stock Jeeps and Beetles. Those gears are horrible. Yeah, it still has the same amount of grip as a normal Jeep, but it's got a Hellcat engine. Actually, this is probably what it feels like to drive a Hellcat, to be honest. It's incredible. This is so much fun. All cars should drive like this. Okay, so the one part well, I mean, the handling's actually quite funny. The one part that's slightly annoying is the gearbox. I'm slightly gear limited in speed here, so we might have to upgrade that. But yeah, this is so much fun, because, well, you could do this before, right? But you would unlock very specific engines that could be swapped into very specific cars on the roulette spinner thing. So it may even be that I already had this engine, but it's just... The flexibility to be able to engine swap any car that has an engine swap available now is brilliant. But yeah, I need to go and fix these gears because that's very irritating. Okay, one fully customizable racing transmission later. It turns out that only has 4 gears. It is, though, fully customizable, so I think... I forget that you only get 1 extra gear if you like, so where it had 3 before, we now get 4. Well, yeah, I think it's a bit too American for this, even this American circuit. So I think what we should do is tune the gears and take it for a more American form of motorsport. So here we are then. In theory, according to the tuning menu, this has a top speed of 220, but then so did the Jaguar XJ220, and I think they've only ever been clocked at 218. But anyway, let's see how close we can get to 220, given a long enough straight. We still might have to tune the gears back towards acceleration a little bit, because I think it's just never going to get anywhere. It's also wobbling a lot. Okay, so I've tuned it back a bit. It now says it has a top speed of 200, but hopefully it'll accelerate slightly better. 160. Of course, this is just literally with the engine chucked in it. You could turbocharge it a bit. I know you can put the new Ultimate ones on, but I think you could turbocharge it and put some more of the other performance parts on, and then probably would hit 200 in this. But yeah, really I just wanted to play about with the engine swaps and see what's possible, because, well, with simply an Hellcat swapped engine it does 160, which is pretty ridiculous for this thing. Oh wow, it's particularly terrifying from this view because there's just road just right there. But yeah, I just wanted to play about with this new feature really because, well, it's incredible. I know, like I said earlier, it has been in here, well, since launch you have been able to do some engine swaps, which has been new to Gran Turismo, but like I say, only when you won them on the roulette spinny prize thing, and even then it was very specific which vehicles you could put them in. But now I think anything that had an engine swap available, once you reach level 50, you can swap them in, which conveniently I was only at level 49, so it didn't actually take very much to get to the point where I could do this. We're also going slightly fast now, going downhill. Please hit 170 before I go and do something with big turbochargers instead of engine swaps. There we go, perfect. So I was actually going to use the Toyota GR86 for this, because I thought that's a nice low-powered car that we can put a massive turbo on, but it wasn't available, so I went to something that I knew it would be available for, because everybody's going to want to do this. So for 41,000 credits we can put this ultra-high RPM turbocharger on our Supra, which probably does make it... No, it still only makes it 540 horsepower. 1,000 horsepower from factory. Right, I think we need to make it 1,000 horsepower though. Well, that's disappointing. I've put in every single power part, including the new ultra-high RPM turbocharger, and it's still only reaching 883 horsepowers. I was hoping for the 1,000, but it's not bad. It's still a lot. It was just 1,000 horsepower Supra is a thing, isn't it? Apparently. Suppose I should spend some money on brakes. It also has a wide body option, which is 50 of my 55,000 credits, but I feel like it needs doing. I'm just hoping there's enough to now offset the wheels to fill that. Oh wow, that's... yeah, that's quite What? You can put a what engine in it? Okay, I'm gonna have to do that at some point. When I have a spare 775,000. That's incredible. Anyway, So, luckily, wheels and paint colours that you already own are free to put on any car once you've bought them once. So I was able to put on some Enki wheels and paint it in, well, to annoy JDM fans, Nissan's Midnight Purple. Which actually might not, because it's a Japanese car colour. But anyway, a Nissan colour on a Toyota actually works surprisingly well, which then left me a little bit left over to put that wing on the back and get rid of the ridiculous factory one. So again, like with the Jeep, this wasn't really going to work in any category. It turns out with 800 horsepower and at 730 performance points, you're not really eligible for anything apart from racing car races. So I've gone for a custom race around Tokyo Expressway, although, yeah, we're doing 200 miles an hour and we've overtaken everything. This thing's quick. Actually, it doesn't handle too badly. I was expecting to go straight on. I mean, I have done suspension and slicks and stuff. We haven't done... Okay, never mind, I take that back. I was going to say we haven't done weight reduction though, but... Anyway, moving on. Who would have thought an 800 horsepower Supra is not easy to drive? Why did I build this? I don't even like the Supra. The whole point was to try and get it to 1,000 horsepower. But anyway. There we go. This is what the new ultra high RPM turbochargers do, or whatever they're called. It is of course also fitted with anti-lag, but it's daytime so you can't see it very well. It's not like Forza's anti-lag, which is just mad. This is kind of more realistic, as you would expect from Gran Turismo, but yeah. Also, by the way, anti-lag been in here since release a year ago. Anyway, comparisons to Forza aside, this has been a fantastic update actually so far. And I haven't really properly taken a look at any of the new cars yet. Speedometer kind of hides the exhaust, but there you go, that's a little bit of anti-lag. Anyway, yeah, it's looking like a great update so far. The fact that we can now more freely swap engines once we've reached level 50, obviously, which luckily I sort of had, nearly. So yeah, the fact we can more freely do that is incredible, and that they've added a whole new page of tuning options. Oh god. There's Forza going, look, we've added anti-lag. Gran Turismo. We've added a whole page of things. So yeah, great to have that, great to have the engine swaps available. Obviously more menu books is always welcome, although I haven't done a lot of them yet. And 3 new cars, as ever. I will of course be taking a more in-depth look at the 3 new vehicles in their own standalone videos soon. But yeah, for a first look at the update in general, I'm pretty impressed actually, so far. Let's see what those 3 cars are like, but they're all reasonably affordable as well, which was a nice surprise. And none of them in legendary cars, which is where I've missed a couple of cars the previous 2 updates. There we go, 800 horsepower Supra, everybody. And that is going to do it for a very first look at update 1.34 or something, I believe we're at now. 3 new cars, great to see. Obviously, like I say, more in-depth videos on all of those coming very soon. But as well as that, and the normal menu books and everything that they add, having engine swaps more readily available, like I keep saying, and more tuning options is great to see, completely out of nowhere. But yeah, these updates are getting better and better. The fact that we can now sell cars as well as of a previous few updates ago, it's great to see they're adding features like this that we're not really expecting or, asking for, alongside the new cars that we obviously do expect now. But yeah, great update. Look forward to testing out the 3 cars. Let's hope they're as good as some of these new features. For now though, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with the next video very soon.